This is my intro music. Welcome to the video. I hope you like it lots, so don't forget to subscribe and click the thumbs up button. Now let's react.
Hey, hi, hello there, and welcome to an anthropologist watches Glitter and Lasers, and she has posted a new video. I don't understand what's going on, to be perfectly honest with you. She has an entire travel channel that is Glitter and Lasers Adventures, and yet we're posting this that is hashtag travel vlog plus size travel on her regular channel. Like, she hasn't posted a video to her travel vlog in 6 months. But I know she's gone places, this one being one of those locations, because she posts things pretty regularly to her shorts and her TikTok and her Instagram. So I guess we're not going to continue a separate page for the travel vlog, which I don't care about in any real capacity other than it does say something to Anna's stick-to-itiveness as far as her plans. She intentionally started a travel channel, and yet, though she has traveled lots in the last 6 months, or several times at least in the last 6 months, she will not post to the travel vlog. And it seems to me like she has abandoned the travel vlog, especially since she's posting this onto her regular channel. Maybe she just figured out that, like, the eyeballs on her travel vlog are not as high as the eyeballs on her regular channel, but there's also no explanation for it. So it's just, to me, it's just kind of a sign that she doesn't really stick with plans that she makes. Like, she kind of makes things on a whim, and then later when it gets to be a complication or complicated to stick to, she doesn't really follow through with it. That's just how it comes off to me. I could be wrong. That being said, just from the little bit of this that I've watched, this is another one of Anna's. This is going to be like the happiness retreat where she goes out of her way to make herself miserable. It just kind of comes off that way. And it starts off in a melodramatic way like the running documentary did, which, again, I know it's said to be continued, but I don't think there's going to actually be any continuance to it. That's just my prediction. Unless she's planning on adding the Disney run to that series. But again, there's a whole ass video that's missing between the second installment of that running video and the third installment of that running video. There's clearly supposed to be an episode in there that got removed. You know, because there's just such a huge jump from her buying her shoes and starting her training to, and now I'm running the 5K. And we know that there was a large amount of time that occurred between those two moments in her training history, because again, she was posting lots of shorts, lots of TikToks, lots of Instagram posts. So again, it's just another one of those indicators to me that Anna has plans to do things that are kind of like, I don't know, kind of spontaneous maybe, or she just had planned to do something but didn't really think it through all the way. And then when it started to become complicated, or she started to get too much negative feedback on it, she just kind of like stops and then doesn't go back to it. So this is Anna's most recent video, full-on video. This is from April 5th of 2024. Today is the 8th, which was the eclipse. Heck yeah, it was cool. But this is Anna being on a yacht. She's on a boat. And it just starts off in a way where she's talking about how little her morbidly obese body can do and how she expected it to be able to do so much more. And it always boggles my mind when she does this stuff, because I'm like, you have to be around 500 pounds. Why would you think that you can do everything? Why do you think you can do the same amount of stuff that everyone else can do when you're carrying around like 2 to 3 other people on your frame? Like, I don't get that. But anyway, let's see how Anna makes herself miserable this time.
I think as much as my body changes, there's still so many things that are hard and out of my reach. can't. Potentially might be the most embarrassing situation I have to be in.
Now, I will say, starting a video off like this makes everybody curious and they want to watch because they're like, oh my God, what's all the drama? And that's what this is. So.
It's my first time flying with my dad.
That swimsuit's actually really cute.
I'm so nervous. It always sucks when I'm unprepared for something that might be challenging or difficult or overwhelming. Let's go!
She says, it's always difficult when I'm unprepared for something that might be challenging. Anna goes into a lot of situations, and I'm just basing this off of the book I'm reading of hers, which is A Life Full of Glitter. It's a self-help book, though, not an autobiography. But there's just so many stories that she tells in there where she goes into a situation and it turns out bad and it ends poorly, mainly because Anna had this expectation that she was just going to be good at it because reasons, like the cheerleading squad tryout. She just shows up for a cheerleading squad tryout and then is embarrassed that she doesn't get picked because all of these other girls are like jumping, doing gymnastics, and can learn choreography fairly quickly because they've been training to do it. And Anna thinks she can just show up and she's just going to automatically become a cheerleader because she showed up. And it's like, no, it's considered a sport for a reason. It's a competitive high school sport for a reason. So it's that kind of stuff where Anna just like at the happiness retreat, and she makes the tarts. And then she asks the chef, who's a Michelin star chef, by the way. And she asks him if he likes her tarts. And he said, honestly. And she goes, yeah, honestly. And he's like, they're terrible. And she gets upset because she feels like he should have complimented her on her tarts, regardless of if the tarts were good or not, because it was more important to her that she had done well, which she hadn't, than it was that she hear the truth that she said she wanted to hear. Because Anna thought making tarts would be simple. And I mean, it's not complicated, but to make a beautiful Michelin star tart is probably beyond most people's capabilities because it's not considered a Michelin star for nothing. Oh! I do like this one.
Look at this!
This scene is so fucking weird. You need to understand for context. There is no one with her. She is filming all of this herself.
Getting a little rough, but we're...
Which means she set the camera up, walked off screen, and then quickly walked past the camera off screen and came back and picked up the camera before she continued her way to wherever the hell it was she was going. How weird. And how long did she have to hold up that particular area of the airport just to make that scene? Like, Anna does strike me as the kind of person who would have first-person syndrome and get really angry that other people were walking in and out of her camera frame while she's trying to shoot the perfect scene.
On the plane, we're headed to St. Thomas and back.
She also has, like, no compunction with filming people in the background, and this dude in the corner here who gave the camera an evil eye and then looked away clearly does not want to be in her camera. And again, this is behavior that Anna demonstrated in her happiness retreat video where she was just indiscriminately filming people, whether they appeared to want to be or not. And this is another example of that.
I mean me. There's nobody with me. Why am I saying we? And usually when I say we, I'm referring to my dog. So that's the only other person.
And this shows that she can turn the camera in a way where she didn't have that guy in the background and she just didn't.
But yeah, we're headed to St. Thomas now, and I think it's like a 4-hour-ish flight. I'm not 100% certain, but from there I have to get a ferry, and then for the ferry I'll go to the hotel, and then we'll leave from the island we're ferrying to. So again, I don't know any of these people, and I literally don't even know what we're doing. So I'm excited, but also kind of a little stressed out because if you guys know, I'm a little type A.
I'm a little what?
I'm excited, but also kind of a little stressed out because if you guys know, I'm a little type A.
She does this at another point where she cuts it so that you can't understand what she's saying and the closed caption can't catch it. I don't know what she's saying she's a little bit of, and it bothers me.
Found cruiser number 1. Hello. We're getting a taxi. a taxi with Hannah Lee. 2 more people have found us. And now we are going to the ferry. Introduce yourselves, ladies.
Hi, I'm Jillian.
Okay, it's Jillian and Erica. And we are going, they're the people that run this amazing company.
She says they're the people that run this amazing company. Now, I looked down in the description here, and I don't see a promotion tag. Yeah, there's no tag on here about this being promoted, which Anna's sneaky about this stuff, and it kind of bugs me. Like, she does this with the Run Lab people during her whole running documentary where she's like, it's totally not a promotion, but they gave me free stuff. But it's totally not a promotion, but they gave me free stuff. I mean, and I know that Anna doesn't really travel unless Anna's being paid to travel. So who paid for her to go on this trip? Because she says she's here with a bunch of strangers that she doesn't know, and she doesn't know the itinerary either. So why are you there? It makes me ask questions, and those questions don't have answers.
We're gonna go to the pool, and then we got here, and everyone's like, we're gonna take a shower and go to sleep. Because we're all broken. Got our room, we're getting our bags.
She looks rough. She doesn't travel well. Every time she does one of these travel videos and she insists on traveling or filming herself while she's traveling, she just goes from looking meh, which most of us would, to looking so rough by the end of it. Like, I wouldn't, if I looked at this rough, I'd be like, you know what? I'll get to it in the morning. It's fine.
It's the most boring video ever. It's just me talking, narrating with nothing behind me. I just woke up. Last night I seriously got to the hotel and I just passed out. I needed it.
This is another thing that's I've noticed that's kind of common with her travel stories is like, she'll travel someplace and she'll be so exhausted by the end of it that she just passes out. She did this with the happiness retreat, and she toughed it out some when she went to London with her friend that she met at the happiness retreat. But even then, like, by the end of the day, like, they're all still fine and they're all still ready to go. Of course, they didn't have to travel to get there, but she's like, I got to take a disco nap or this just isn't happening. So it's just interesting to me, like, how tired she gets. And I wouldn't be too surprised if she doesn't talk about being or feeling sick at some point during this video, because that also seems to be a common thread in her travel vlogs is she gets sick. She mentioned it when she went to Barcelona, which is on her travel channel. And she mentioned it when she went to the happiness retreat. She was sick for the first few days of it, I think. I don't know if she mentioned it when she went to London, but I can go back and check. But I won't be terribly surprised if she doesn't mention how she's ill at some point in some way during this video.
We are literally just here for tonight, or no, for last night. I'm not awake yet. But today we're going to the boat, which is where we'll stay for the rest of the trip. Just with like docking times and everything, we needed to stay in a hotel. It doesn't matter. So now I need to get up and get ready, but I don't wanna. This bed was very comfortable, and I would very much enjoy just, a little more time here. I even got like the mound of pillows. Oh, the pillows were so good, guys.
I build pillow mounds when I stay in hotel rooms too.
I wanna go back to bed. It's time to yacht. Oh, we had a new addition. Turn around and introduce yourself, Elle. Oh wait, she's filming at the same time. I've screwed everything up. I'm giving up on my hair, guys. It's gonna be rough this whole trip.
I could clearly see she was filming. Are you telling me you couldn't see that she was filming? So you want me to believe that was accidental?
Because it's not a priority. The adventure is the priority. So we're successfully on. She's filming at the same time. I've screwed everything up. I'm giving up on my hair, guys. It's gonna be rough this whole trip because it's not a priority. The adventure is the priority. So we're successfully on the boat. This is the boat. There's like a seating area here. There's food in there, and we're gonna figure out where I'm gonna be staying. I'm excited. This is so fun. So it is too hot, so I'm just taking my pants off. I think I'm not gonna be wearing anything other than a swimsuit this entire trip, and I'm not mad at it.
As she should, queen.
I'm being filmed by another queen, the British queen.
The British queen.
Okay, so these rooms are more like cubbies. They are cubbies. I have no clue where my luggage will go.
You're on a yacht. Okay. I suppose if you've never been on a yacht before, which I have not, But I've seen plenty on movies and shit. They're tight spaces, so I guess, sure, whatever, whatever.
Well, let me show you what we worked with. Oh my god, okay, I cannot.
You couldn't figure out a better way to film that? To be, I mean, seriously.
I am in the bathroom and it is very small, and I am nervous that I will not fit on the toilet. And
Why? Just try. Like, why are you filming this? Why is this part of your blog? Like, why don't you try sitting on the toilet first and then film a video about whether you fit or not? Because if you do fit, this is moot. If you don't fit, I guess that becomes a problem. So, I mean, why? Okay.
I don't know what else to say. Like, it's literally potentially might be the most embarrassing situation I have to be in. So I'm gonna try to pee right now, and we're gonna pray to God I fit. I will say my spatial awareness of my own body is really not great right now, because my body's changed so much that, like, I just don't mentally know what size I am and where I'll fit.
I will give her some credit here, only because I was watching another reactor, and he was reacting to her stuff in general, but he had brought up the video from the Monjarno. She did a commercial for one of the weight loss drugs, but didn't mention that she was using the weight loss drug that she was clearly doing the commercial for. But in that video, she looks way heavier, like massively heavier. And so, like, if she's around 520 now, and I'm only saying that because that's what Chikara puts her at, and Chikara's got like crazy eyes for this kind of a thing. If she was at 520, if she's at 520 now-ish, she had to have been like 600-ish pounds in this video. So I'm just like, she has lost a visibly a large amount of weight. However, she's still 520 pounds. And she seems to think that she's like a teacup poodle at this point. And I mean, maybe to her she is, because she's so used to being so much bigger, but she's still... This is like the Target video where she went into the juniors section of Target and was upset that she couldn't find anything that fit her there. And by the time she decided to go to the plus size section where she was finding things that fit her, she didn't like any of it. And so she decided to like trash the store in retaliation. It's kind of giving off those kind of vibes where she thinks she's significantly smaller than she actually is.
So I could totally fit. I could totally not fit. And so...
Why would you do this, though? Why would you have this in your video? Just give it a shot. Again, if you fit, this is a moot point. If you don't fit, then it's a problem and you might want to talk about it. I get that this is supposed to be about like plus size travel, but you could talk about your anxiety of not fitting after you know that you fit, as opposed to having this weird clip of us waiting to watch you use the toilet. Like, it's weird.
It's where things like this, when traveling, things get really like gut-wrenching, when it's like, I'm away from a dock, we don't have anywhere else to go, like this is it. So and either pee in here or in I guess peeing in the ocean. I fit.
I've already said my piece on this.
Fit. No drama. I fit.
Where are my fingers? I'm gonna go on this net. You're gonna go on that. I'm gonna go on this net. I am
I wouldn't have tried it.
full cheeked out, and we're gonna go swim in that water. Life is good. Life is good.
I'm just gonna put these on first. And 1, 2, 3. Let's go! Honestly, this is incredible.
I'm only wincing because I feel like that would have like smacked your face really hard, and I'm just like, oh god, that must have hurt. This is pretty, don't get me wrong.
Who's that? Oh no, someone's being trapped in the cave! Oh no!
What did I miss?
Something incredible.
There's probably going to be some kind of music playing over this, so if you can't hear what she's saying, it's because I don't want to get copyright struck, and she has a habit of using copyright music because she knows. I'm not afraid though. Even if I get hit with the little copyright thing, all they're like is you're gonna share revenue with the person who wrote the music. Cool. Enjoy those pennies, my friend.
Okay, I am done. I'm going back to the boat. I'm getting tired. I have a really cool way I get on the boat that I kind of modified. Sometimes things are just not easy and you have to figure out your own way, so I did that, and I'll show you guys.
Here. Out. Cool. I will get it. Oh my gosh, it's moving too much.
So she can't pull her own weight up using the brackets and the rungs. She can't pull her own weight up the ladder. So she's trying to use a rope while stepping on the ladder, but this rope isn't anchored to anything. So it's just kind of doing its own thing, and she's not secured to the rope in any way. If you've ever done any kind of rock climbing, you get what I'm saying. Okay. Who thought this one up? I mean, you got to do something, right? It's not like people can pull her back onto the boat, probably. I don't know. I don't know who all is really on this boat. So, can you imagine being in a situation where you potentially cannot physically get back onto the boat? Is this supposed to be like a victory moment for her?
Yes! Let's go!
I don't have a nice way of putting this. That was not the victory moment she thought it was.
So we're exploring. Like, look at that. How ridiculous. How ridiculous.
I like this bathing suit too.
Oh God, this is a tiny little space. Tiny little space. We don't love it, but we're going through it.
Okay, in her defense here, Anna's like 5. Anna is somewhere between 5'7" and 5'11", and I know people are like, "Wow, that's a really big spread." Yes, but I don't actually know how tall she is. I have heard her be described as short as 5'7", which is still really tall for a woman, to almost 5'11", 6 feet tall, which is incredibly tall for a woman. So that's why I'm like, she's somewhere in there. My point is Anna's really tall. So this would be kind of a squeeze for her anyway, just because she's so damn tall.
Oh my God. So I'm all by myself. Everyone, I don't know where the hell they are at this point. But it's just a lot of really small spaces that I'm having to get through, and I'm feeling really overwhelmed because it's very uncomfortable. And I was not prepared for this, and I feel like I'm glad I'm on my own because I wouldn't want to like experience this with people that I didn't know really, really well.
So I decided to record it and put it on the internet.
But it is like stressful to be alone because it's like if I hurt myself or if I like can't get through, there's no one to tell. So I kind of keep taking these little nooks as like a fingers crossed I can crawl my way through it. And I've literally been crawling on my hands and knees, which is also not what I was prepared for today. And I'm just trying not to cry.
This is one of those moments where I know she's trying to make this like an inspirational moment, and I know she's trying to be like a look what I accomplished even though I had doubt in myself, and she's gonna do something like my body's so incredible and it continues to amaze me kind of a thing. But what I'm hearing instead of all of that is she's on her own in a relatively dangerous space for her, It might not be a dangerous space for, I don't know, someone like me who's like 5'0". That she's like, oh my God, these are tight spaces. And I'm like, I could fit, but I'm 5'0". All right. And I'm like a quarter of her weight. So I'm very small compared to Anna. So no, those spaces wouldn't be terrible for me. But for Anna, these are not great spaces. These are not safe spots for her to be in. And she's already talking about how she's exhausted. These aren't great. She's afraid of getting hurt. If she gets hurt, there's no way to notify somebody to come help her. And even then, as much as I'm like, well, these aren't the smallest spaces, I don't really know how you would get assistance into there and get her out. I don't know how you would do that for a normal sized person, to be frank. Like, I'm sure there's something there, but I don't know how you would do it for a normal person, let alone somebody who's like 4 times the size of a normal person. Okay? I mean, if she was a giant sized man, they would have a hard time getting her out of there too, is kind of my point. This is just one of those moments where I'm just like, Anna is so determined. Anna cares more about showing people that she can do something than she is about if she should do the thing. Anna is literally putting herself in danger and potentially other people in danger too, should she require rescue. That she doesn't consider maybe this just isn't the thing for her to do. There's a boat. Go swim. I get that you wanted to go on the hike with everyone else, but you're on land. There's got to be a beach. Go do anything else other than the thing that you potentially could get severely hurt during, where no one knows where you're at. And even if they did find you, would have a hard time getting you out of there to get you back to safety. Why are you doing the one thing that is like this when you could go swimming? You could walk the beach. You could look inside you can see that there's like a jungle or some trees or forests there. Go walk along the forest edge. Go dig for clams, go snorkel some more. You could be doing a million other things other than putting yourself in a risky situation like this. But Anna cares more about proving that she can do the thing than she cares about her own safety and the safety of others. And this is where Anna starts to really tick me off. Because I know this is like, oh, it's so inspirational. She managed to do the thing. She didn't think she could, but she persisted. Should she have? This isn't Anna sticking up for anything. This isn't Anna preventing some catastrophic thing from occurring. This isn't Anna, protesting for the rights of others. This is Anna putting herself in a dangerous situation that could potentially be very bad should something go wrong. Okay, maybe nothing goes wrong, I'm going to assume, since the video continues. But something could have, and it could have been really bad. And it would have been Anna's fault because Anna refused to go, yeah, no, I'm not going to do that. And that's where it pisses me off.
That's where I'm at right now. Try not to cry.
And then she wants me to have pity for her because she's having anxiety about this. You should be. You should be upset. You should be concerned. This is not a great situation. And it's not like someone forced you to do this. And if you caved to peer pressure, again, nobody forced you to do this.
I think as much as my body changes, there's still so many things that are hard and out of my reach. And I guess that's what keeps me pushing to get to where I want to be, is to be able to have better access to these things. But it always sucks when I'm unprepared for something that might be challenging or difficult or overwhelming. And it even is harder when I just don't feel like I have anybody who's on my team. I love these girls. They're
And now she's mad because the girls who, even the second largest one of them, is still physically in better shape than her, that they have all moved on and progressed past wherever she's still at. And they're carrying on and having a good time with their vacation. She doesn't know any of these people. These are all, according to her, strangers on a boat. They have no reason to care about Anna beyond, oh, she's another person on the boat. Hopefully they do. But if she's expecting some kind of like sisterhood camaraderie just because everyone exists in the same space, I don't know why she's expecting that.
super nice, but they don't know me and they don't know what I go through. So it's kind of like.
And this is another one of her, I'm so special, you guys. I'm going to sit over here in the corner at this special little table while everyone else sits at the big table because I'm too, for some reason in this situation, too scared to ask for a chair that fits me. Even though that's all I have to do in order to fit at the big table. That's what happened at the happiness retreat. She decided that she'd rather sit at a little table as far away from the big table as she could get and sit and pout because everybody's over at the big table having a good time and she's not. And all she had to do was ask for a larger chair. And they even asked her why she hadn't. They're like, we would have gotten you a bigger chair. And she's like, well, I didn't want to be a burden. Why in that situation did you not want to be a burden when every other travel video I've seen you be in, you've had no problem being a burden? And this is the same kind of situation. They don't know me. They're not waiting for me. They're not accommodating me. They don't know what my struggles are. Have you asked? Have you said? Have you had a moment where you were like, hey guys, I'm obviously 3 times most of y'all's size. I need certain accommodations because of that. Have you had that moment? Or were you just like, nah, I'm the same as everybody else? And now you're realizing that you're not. Whose fault is that?
Really feels lonely. It really feels like going alone. I'm going down backwards because somehow I feel safer.
Look at this! It's so pretty. That's just a boulder. It's a rock.
What did she say? It's not just a boulder, it's a rock.
Hell yeah!
Hell yeah.
Hell freaking yeah! Hell to the freaking yeah! Okay, we did it. It was hard, but it was really worth it. So I'm proud of myself. Me too. I feel like that's the theme of this adventure. Being a little uncomfortable, but having it pay off in the end.
Was it really worth it? Because you're limping.
Guys, guess where we are again? We're in the sea! So today we're gonna go to the sea again.
I do think this bathing suit's cute. I know I've said that 3 times now. Well, now I know why she bought a GoPro. This makes sense now. Not that I was like that curious. I was just like, oh, she mentioned buying a GoPro. Huh. I wonder why.
This is my first time trying to do a dive. I'm so nervous! Wait, that was so good!
Apparently that is how you dive. I don't know how to dive. I'm not gonna lie. I do the plug your nose and jump thing.
That was so good! I've never done a dive before! I'm a fucking superhero! You got it. 3, 2, 1, go!
That would be me. Right there. That would have been me.
That was good, that was good. I just taught them how to dive and they killed it. Their first dives were awesome, 10 out of 10s. Now it's Caroline's turn. You ready? You ready? You're gonna kill it. This is great. It's so hard. We're going to that. It's like a little sand island.
This is where we're going. Isn't that insane? And like, it's natural, guys. Apparently it went away during a hurricane. Give me the rundown of what's going on.
I've swum to this freaking boat about 50 million times. Every time I turn around, it's gone further away. I'm getting pissed off. I want to get on this freaking boat like on!
I feel that.
Yeah, so that's where we're at right now.
They're trying to catch up to the boat that won't quit moving. That feels like a dick move on the boat's part. I'm sure there's a reason for it. But I will give them that. You're trying to swim to the fucker. It keeps moving. This is starting to feel personal, boat.
The water. You've got it, Al. You've done it! Woo! 1, 2, 3. It literally took me until now to feel totally comfortable. And I think that this trip has made me grow and change and adapt. And
She says this with every video she does. Every time she takes a trip. I've grown and I've learned so much. And maybe she has. Maybe that's why you should travel, but she says this at every video.
I think that sometimes
And yet nothing ever seems to actually change.
We look at change and things that are pushing us as things that are
guys.
even if it's not perfect, even if it's not right, sometimes those things change us for the better, and that's definitely what happened here. These women changed me, and I'm grateful for it. And that's it, guys. We are done. We are going back to port. But you know what? Before we do, I'm gonna get one last lemon.
We thought this guy was bringing bananas, but it's actually empanadas.
But like, which would you think would be more logical to bring to the boat? Bananas or empanadas?
But like, we now have this empanada that nobody really wanted.
Okay, so they were
I need to find out who this blonde chick is because I feel like her channel is going to be really funny.
delicious. So we just ordered more. Little claw, claw.
No, look
Y'all
at the
living your life,
baby. Oh,
man.
it is a baby. Oh, look.
So this is my cabin. This is all of it. Oh God. MTV, welcome to my crib. That's it. We're back at the marina. The adventure is over, and I learned a lot. I learned that when I get uncomfortable, man, it hits hard, and sometimes I just want to give up, but the best things happen when I don't. I feel like I had an adventure, a lot of challenges, but also a lot of memories that I'm really proud of. So I hope this inspires some of you to just get out there and do something that scares you. And even if it's hard and really uncomfortable, you might just surprise yourself of what you're capable of and what you even like.
Look, if you want to go out and do something, and if you want to go put yourself in a situation where you're fully aware that you're the one that got yourself in that situation, go for it, I guess. Hopefully you're an adult and you can make that kind of a decision. If you're someone like Anna, I just hope that you consider not only the danger that you could be putting yourself into, but the danger that you could be putting others into. That's my biggest concern here, is not that Anna decided to go push herself to limits that could potentially have been very bad, but that Anna didn't really seem to care that should things have gotten bad, how was she going to get out of it? Who was going to come rescue her? How was she going to get home? And maybe she did, and we didn't hear about it because it didn't happen. But it's kind of like with the toilet. The thought that she might not fit on the toilet on the boat never crossed her mind because Anna just assumed that she could. You know you don't fit on the toilets on the airplanes. Why would you think you'd fit on the toilet on a boat? On a yacht? Okay? It's that kind of a thing. It's her lack of consideration of others, which is demonstrated in her filming people in the background, her filming herself in situations where she really should not have been there, her just in general inserting herself into things without any kind of, like the girl who was the other woman who's obviously a vlogger who was vlogging. She could clearly see that that woman was vlogging. I could see that that woman was vlogging, and she just walks up into walks up behind her where she would have easily been in frame for this woman's video, you know? And then she's like, oh my God, I didn't realize you were filming. You didn't? Really? Because everyone else could see it. You know, if someone had done that to Anna, she would have gotten snarky about it because I've watched her do it. You know? She doesn't take other people into consideration, and her having her little meltdown inside the little cave that she was crawling through, or set of caves or whatever the hell she was doing there, and her like, oh my God, if I were to fall or something, there's nobody for me to notify. That's a big issue. If you don't get back to the boat's gonna have to look for you. It's not like they just leave without you. And then they've got to find you. They've got to get you out of there. They've got to get you to some kind of medical aid after that point. Like, consider others when you do this stuff. For real. Anyway.
If anything, this trip taught me about myself. And I am still figuring out who I am. I don't think that ever stops, by the way. I think that is a lifelong journey. And I'm just grateful to be one step closer to me. So with that, guys, I hope you have an amazing rest of your day. I'll check you later. And as I always say, peace.
All right. On the one, this is another one of those I have a lot of mixed feelings on. I'm glad Anna got out there. I'm glad Anna had a good time. I'm glad she got to do the yacht thing. These are things that most people will never be able to do. So I'm glad that she's able to do it and whatever. I'd like to know who's actually sponsoring this, because clearly somebody was, or else why would there be 2 influencers? And I don't know who the rest of those girls were, but I wouldn't be terribly surprised to find out if they weren't all influencers as well. So, hi, bud. So, who paid for this trip? Because it's like the happiness retreat. Somebody was paying for it. She was there because she was who she was, and the happiness retreat wanted her there. So she's obviously been offered this position on the boat. Who was it? Why isn't she telling us? So there's one question I have. She did put up a what I eat when I'm on a boat thing. It looked pretty good. I like all of the food. I was like, yummy. So she ate pretty well while she was on the boat. The swimming thing, that her crawling back up onto the boat, I know everybody's like, yeah, but she made it. Yeah, but she almost didn't. She almost couldn't get onto the boat after she jumped off of it. What would you do if she couldn't have pulled herself up? How would they have gotten her back onto the boat without hurting her? You know? It's these kind of things that I just like, maybe I'm just a negative Nancy and all I see are bad things, but I wouldn't worry about that, about literally any of the other people on the boat, including the British vlogger who was also a plus size vlogger. I wouldn't have been concerned about that. She could have gotten herself on, and she did get herself onto the boat, you know, without any actual issues. None of the other girls would have had problems. So it's not a thought that I would have had that, like, you know, oh shit, what if this person can't get up there? The other thing I want to say before we wrap up is, like, Anna always says after the end of every one of her travel vlogs, she's like, oh yes, I've changed as a person because of this. And yet nothing ever changes. Like, literally nothing ever changes. So I guess when Anna says something's changed, she's just saying she had a good time. And I'm glad she had a good time. But I don't expect to see anything different when she comes back. Like, when she came back from the happiness retreat, she's like, I really learned a lot about being happy. And I'm like, okay, so are you going to apply any of it? Because I'm not seeing it. Like, okay. So here she's talking about, like, how she's impressed herself with how much she was capable of doing. Well, didn't you say that at the end of your 5K? Like, how many times are you going to impress yourself before it's just your everyday? You know, I don't know. I guess I'm just very cynical about this kind of shit. I know this vlog happened after she ran her 5K, so I'm guessing this is what she rushed off to go do after the 5K. I still want to know what her recovery looked like after the 5K, and I'd be pretty interested to see what her recovery looks like after this trip. So, all right. That's all I've got for this one. Let me know what you guys think down below. Go ahead and put a boat of some variety in the comments section. Knock yourselves out. Get creative. Let me know what you guys think. There's some other things of glitter and lasers that I'd like to go over, because I think she put up a couple more cooking videos, and actually one of them's pretty damn funny. So I thought I'd go do a quick react to those. And yeah, thank you to everybody who's been supporting the channel. Thank you to my subscribers. Thank you to my members. Thank you to everybody who's going to hit the thumbs up button. And if you've made it this far, you might as well subscribe. I make lots of videos like this, and I will see everybody in the next one. Bye!
Me, because it's just me singing. This is my outro music. Thank you for watching. See you next time.